Hi sailors, my name is Arjuna Skycock. Today we are going to talk about loot again. Yeah, I know 2 days ago I have talked about loot in this channel, but I'm going to talk about loot again because there is an interesting thing happened yesterday. But in the next episodes, I promise that I'm going to talk about another thing. I don't know, maybe about the generative art on the blockchain, maybe about the curve finance, maybe about the avalanche. Okay, but today I'm going to talk about loot. To give you a refresher about loot, you can, if you should check the original video about loot below. But to give you a refresher about loot, so basically loot is an NFT that consists of 8 randomized items in a bag like this. Okay, and these 8 items are basically 8 properties. If you take a look at the smart contracts, these 8 properties or these 8 items in the bags are chest, foot, hand, head, neck, ring, waist, and weapon. Okay, so there are 8,000 NFTs in this loot project. So each bag has like 8 randomized items. Then some items are rarer than the others. For example, the Divine Robe is rare and therefore is expensive. And so people have built guild, in order to enter this guild you need to wear this Divine Robe. Okay, so the floor price of this this Loot NFT projects as of this video is being produced is 11 Ethereum is around $45,000. If you hold this loot project until 2 days ago and you hold it until today, you could get like a additional token called Adventure Gold token. You could claim like 10,000 Adventure Gold token. Its token costs like $5, so you could get like a $50,000. So combined with the cheapest price of the Loot NFT, if you were lucky enough to mint the original Loot NFT on August 28th, you could get $95,000. And of course you should subtract it with gas, but it's not material. I was not that lucky, so anyway, so yesterday Dom Hofmann gave an announcement. There is a new smart contract to mint Loot NFTs. Let's call it a more loot or mloot for short. So you could mint it for free except for paying gas, which is expensive right now. It's very raw. You go to the Etherscan and you enter the number above 8,000. And if it's not and if it hasn't been claimed by anyone, you could get your Loot NFT. And this time the upper limit is dynamic. So as you can see in the smart contract, it's set by the block number. So basically each year you could get like we will have like 250,000 Loot NFTs, and it's capped to 1.3 million Loot NFTs. And this created confusions, like you have like an original loot which are exclusive, and there are only 8,000 items. and you have this another smart contract that you can mint Loot NFT, which are very big. So how do you integrate these two together? And the one who released the Adventure Gold token said, you know what, I give the power to the community to decide on how to decide this thing. How do you want to handle this thing? Do you want to expand the supply of the Adventure Gold token to the more loot holder? And he said that I was as blind as you were when Dom announced this project. Okay, and so in the forum, in the Loot forum, people have discussed about this phenomenon. So there are two school of thoughts. Okay, two school of thoughts. The first one is to inflate the supply of the Adventure Gold token, so inflation, and the person picked the person who suggested this proposal pick a number 30%. So the idea is we need to be more inclusive to these more loot holders, because they outnumber us. If we don't include them in our community, they would create another token and therefore compete with us. Because their number is bigger, the builders who will build the universe on top of these NFTs are going to choose the bigger community, and we don't want that happen. But some people are not happy because the inflation will make the value of the token become less. The money printer brrr. So the other proposal suggested that, hey, why don't we create a separate currency, a second currency for this more loot holder, and the original loot holder also can mint it, also can claim it. Let's call it like a Adventure Silver. So the one who proposed this idea thought that let's create like a two tiers. There's a tier 1 Adventure Gold for the original loot holder, and this token is capped, no inflation, and you can use it to govern the community. And yeah, you can say this is like a ruling class. And there are like Adventure Silver tokens, and which people can mint it if they are more loot holders, and this token is used to play the game, can be used to play the game. Yeah, you can say one is for ruling class and one is for pleb. I know it's bad when I said it. Anyway, because this is interesting, because we are talking about the incentive. We don't want to destroy the existing value, because the 8,000, because the original loot holder will not be happy if their value go down. But they want to be more inclusive, because mass adoptions will bring the value, will bring up the value in this community. Okay, so it will be interesting to see which proposal is going to win in the future. But hey, maybe there will be another proposal that's going to win. Who knows, that the more loot holder will create a separate token and creates a totally separate universe compared to a separate universe to the original loot holder. So there are universe for the original loot holder and there are universe for the more loot holders. Okay, this is very interesting. Let's see what will happen. Okay, that's all. See you next episode.